And we're live. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. It's still morning here, so you're gonna want to hear this and pay attention to this. I promise. So, the title of my speech today is "What Might It Cost You to Not Clear Up Your Childhood Traumas?" Now, we all have them. We all have them. It's these are the things that happen to in what I call the formative years between the age of 5 and 11, typically, but typically 5 years old is it's the spot where we realize there's something wrong with us. We're not lovable. We're not worthy. We're not good enough per our environment as children. If we weren't loved right by your parents, literally you get to believe things about yourself because we take that personally, and you think that is your reality or that is the reality. It is actually your reality. So if you weren't loved right by your parents or one parent or lack of parent, there's a bunch of ways that we get traumatized in that. Having no role model or bad role models uh, will throw us into beating ourselves up, thinking there's something wrong with us. We take that personally. We weren't loved right. Must be something wrong with me, and then we conclude not good enough, not lovable, right? Not worthy of love. Men are dangerous. Women are dangerous. You name it. And now this decision, tragically, at 5, 6 years old, goes right into our subconscious and becomes the driver. This becomes the way you believe. Uh, your reality becomes your reality. So what happened is, in on the other side of when you get to be a young adult, that belief that you carry with you that you forgot all about, by the way, this is how the human brain works. It's kind of tragic because we never get free of our stuff until somebody helps us with our stuff, the trauma. Um, we end up repeating the trauma and confirming what we believe. So if you, as a woman, feel like you're not worthy of love, you will attract men who will treat you poorly. So your subconscious can go, see, see, they're all the same. See, they're all toxic. See, that's not true. It's what you're attracting because of what you believe. And this is what the brain does. It's a radar of your subconscious driving. So whatever it is that you keep repeating and repeating and repeating, and you want to blame men and or women for it, it's not. It's just something within you that's trying to prove a point that people are crappy, you're not lovable, life is difficult. You'll never get to amount to anything or get the life of your dreams. And that's a tragedy for me. So if you don't do your work, to release the traumas that we all carry, some have more than others, abandonment issues, neglect issues, abuse issues. Some have all three plus sexual abuse, right? So the more traumas you have, again, we're pretty resilient. We can push through them in our 20s and early 30s, but eventually life will smack you in the head and stop you, because if you don't deal with that and clean that up, it haunts you. It drives you. You can't get away from it, and you'll say stuff like "men are all." No, women are all. No, people never. No, it's you. So the price to pay is a miserable life, possibly. That's that's a kick in the head. That's something to reconsider, right? So, and again, I have a client right now who has a fear of commitment, back to childhood, back with her daddy, never felt safe, blah blah. Very easy to decode in my world. So she keeps attracting men who aren't available, and that she's afraid to be dumped. So it's exactly what happens every time, right? So now, out of nowhere, uh, we had a conversation. We decoded some of her stuff, right? In one conversation, and she says like she saw her reality kind of differently, understood a bit more of her psychology, why she's always in the same ending situation in the relationships. Beautiful 34-year-old young woman, pretty petite, like all the stuff. She People are like, why come you're not married? Right? And she's like, I don't know. And again, subconscious. You know what I mean? So I gave her a taste of that. We talked about this. And now she's in a relationship with a guy for about 3 weeks. And she's like, I met a guy. And, I go, remember, if we don't do the work in a few weeks, the fear will creep up as it always does for you, because that's her thing. She's afraid of being dumped, so she becomes insecure, needy, clingy, and ultimately will bring the relationship to a demise. And I said to her, like, let's go, like, let's do the work. So your new reality a little bit kind of attracted this guy. Let's find out what his traumas are. Let's clean yours and his, so you guys can actually kind of come together, like in a healthy way, without all this baggage. And she goes, "No, I don't think it's gonna happen with this guy. I could tell, I feel it." I'm like, "Oh, I hope so, but it's unlikely." You have to clean up your nervous system because it's not in your memory that the trauma is stuck. It's on every cell of your body. We all know this now. And so the work is to viscerally experience something different and understand that you are worthy, you are lovable, you can have the life of your dreams. Men aren't toxic, women aren't crazy. All right. You have to sort of learn that, unload your baggage from your past so you can be present and conscious in your relationships as an adult. Learn some tools to negotiate your wants and needs. That's another thing you have to learn. Because if you don't, you might end up brokenhearted and unable to trust your heart, ladies, to ever pick the right guy, and you become a cat lady. That's tragic. And for men, it's the same. Men who gave up that they can never build something with a woman turn into the old man in the building who's so creepy, scares all the children. We're not made to be alone. We're not good alone. Nature has us want to pair bond to continue the species, but it's also how to we come together for a better quality of life. There's a lot of data on this. People who are married in good, healthy relationships are happier, are healthier, live longer, are more creative, make more money, have all the rejoice. Like, it's incredible. So for both men and women, a healthy relationship is the key to the quality of your life. I'm in Los Angeles. Even rich people who can't get their love life together feel like failures. It's that important. The quality of your life is redeemed or lined up with the quality of your love dynamics. That's something to focus on. That's something to think about, right? So that's what I'm offering. If you don't do your trauma release work, you're not driving this relationship. You're not driving your choice in the relationship. You're not driving who you're attracting, right? And that may cost you your life. It's on some level, right? Or the joy that you could have in your life, the life that you're supposed to have. Because no one's born to be miserable. I'm gonna tell you this: no one's born to be miserable. So let's step into that, cleaning that up. That's the work that I do. So something to think about. Honestly, you're not meant to be miserable. And if things aren't working out, then have the courage to step in and do your work. So if you want to reach out to me, just email me at Andre Coaching or follow the links below. Um, AndreCoaching1 at gmail.com. And we could have a conversation. And if you have questions, email me some questions. Um, yeah, I'm here for you. This is my life's work. That's what I love to do. And I've been doing this since 2006 unofficially, but really I've been doing this most of my life unofficially. Anyway, with that said, I'll see you on my side, hopefully. Have a good weekend.